Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium, Final Cut, or whatever. Tools. I can equip bullets. Didn't know that. Controls. Map, action, interact. Oh, duh, that is inspecting. Mushroom diamond pack now looking like a fanciful jacket. That's something that could pierce skin, flesh, and bone. $2,200 is what we're calling it a day, and that's kind of close to that already, actually. Drama helps me lie better. Ding!
Hello again, officer.
Why is gone?
Gone? I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, officer. Looks like I'll get mint in the ground by April.
Cool.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Sir, officer. What's the number? Got
Yep.
it. I'll contact the ICP database
Good.
immediately. Call back tomorrow.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isolari law
Isolari.
enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
This is Precinct 57. It will take just...
Her voices fade out.
Okay.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh, it's you. Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes fate has seen fit to rain upon me. Who, you are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it. I've got more important things to do. What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just
Yeah, tell me how bad it is.
things- You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not our retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars. And no,
I see.
I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I've got work to do.
It's not fucking cryo-actylatte. It's super glue, Doc.
Cyanoacrylate
Is super glue.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
Well, that's
What
fun.
else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you, or
That's because you're hungover. Even the radio waves coming from your direction smell
Jesus.
like liquor. Do you feel like that's the tiny vessels pulsating from high blood pressure, stupid officer. You might be sustaining permanent damage to your vision as we speak. Not much I can do about it. The busy kind. It's not life-threatening, just annoying for you.
it certainly does not help with aiming.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And you survived it. Congratulate. Even better. Anything else?
All right,
Anything
experience.
else I can help you with, officer? Just a second. Sylvie Malay. Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else? Yes, I know who you are.
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl.
Oh,
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? He's in plain clothes.
Yeah.
Voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is.
uniform. I never saw you in any uniform.
Disco
You had
things.
your things on. The disco things. You mean, why did I leave the bar?
Why not?
You know whom? What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't.
God, why can't you just...
I already said I don't want to talk about this.
You hear the...
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
As always, it's
DJ
DJ
Mesh.
Mesh and
A flock of seagulls takes off right away. The lieutenant reaches in.
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right? Oh, is that what it was called?
Yep, totally.
Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the Speed Freaks FM.
souped up motor carriage for one bad mama's boy.
God damn it! Look, it helps me to stay alert on long nights, okay? It's a method. I'm not some kind of speed freak or... You would be too if you had this motor carriage. But seriously, let's quit joking around, alright?
We do.
We have...
This is Precinct 57? No. And I doubt they'll get back to me before tomorrow morning. 57's over.
In the cabin, you see the white suede feels luxurious under the touch. Your fingers waste no time closing around that. You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics. After a while, you realize silence is your... Of course, it's only in your head. The smell of freshly treated
Okay, yada
bird
yada.
at the bottom of the sea.
What?
So strange. The machine is... The handle is pulled. In the cabin, you see...
Yeah, still need to find whoever that is. Fountain. Oh god. Tire tracks. Hey, old man.
Life doesn't need to be a struggle. I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Life, I'll be with...
Well, that's fun, I guess. Roundabout north. Tibbs has windows. What? I need to get a bag. Jesus. Bird. Can I talk to her from down here?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down rude.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull.
Okay.
What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Go where? Accosting a minor?
Listen to your partner, pig man. Keep
Jeez, you're
your
jerks.
grubby hooves off little old ladies.
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms. Hatred? Disgust? It's difficult to tell. The woman on the boat does not notice.
That's on her. Someone's got to keep an...
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershaw. Its moneyed residents.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound. Watch your back, ungulate.
Are they kids? Actually, they're kids. That's why they're brats. I'm like, why are they such... Oh, yeah, duh, kids.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce.
Hey, Joyce.
L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you here.
Like steel, there is strength there.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM?
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual...
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
Probably.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group. What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent...
Pines' core competency is logistics.
All right.
Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are... And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy.
The Wild Pines group is one of the original Revacholian Indo tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone. Son Baptiste, L.U.M.
Why, thank you. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in... Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary. But they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks.
Wouldn't you know? All right.
A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, it will die. Then what they started is an exploration.
Cargo
centuries
fleet.
Of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavour. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken... You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed, or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that.
Fair enough.
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? Who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen. Why, yes I am.
Does she have a name?
No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop. My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Officer, I assure you...
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiled. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox.
Good.
What about the strike?
Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus. I am glad you see it that way. To repeal the act would mean repealing the coalition government. The one that...
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
I
What's your
believe
role?
the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
No way. She's more.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait. She just admitted that the lynching and the strike.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later. Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
Yep.
Let's say I was not making the...
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer...
But the strike began in...
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Of course not, they're a union.
Heavens, no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more... I guess you could...
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union. There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. Every worker, a member...
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about...
that's not viable.
Understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000...
An opening gambit, surely.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption... So I hoped. But this type of opening is usually followed by... And now, people are getting lynched, I hear.
Excuse me.
Yep.
From whom did you...
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work.
This checks out.
Yep.
No, wait. The chief negotiator heard it from a man at the gates. Surely the Wild Pines group.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses?
Don't let her answer it herself.
If these strike breakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates...
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Whatever.
Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the...
She's being sarcastic.
No.
Don't take her performance literally.
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where...
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's... Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does. And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can organise labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... How do you say?
A racket?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you... Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed, I'm glad you asked.
Something about the elections?
There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the...
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned...
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence, Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name. Indeed.
Yeah.
The company suspects the point of the presentation is these kinds of things
Thank you for your concern, ma'am.
Of course. How else can I... You have. And how did you like Mr. Clare?
I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stated corruption?
Yep.
That's how he's done it. Fantastic. Verm-like.
Verm-like,
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm. How could I stop you? Are we not human?
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Oh.
The lieutenant looks at you, and he's able to contain the anger and surprise.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and take people's bodies to gauge their reactions.
It's all about the detecting.
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this well, maybe he's not as helpful. Of course, detective. Until then, is there anything I can help you with? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer...
Fuck!
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid...
Oh, and what happened to yours, detective?
'Twas stolen by some artist, surely. Best to pin the blame on them. Everyone knows you can't trust artists.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear. I do believe you, naive as that may sound.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't...
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. Feelings will guide the way.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
Officer.
Okay.
You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want...
You're doing it, despite your own best...
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able... The union
Tangible.
is conducting drug trade out of the harbour.
I believe it.
It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the ask. Or you can find your back...
Detective, a word in private before... We should think about calling it today, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold. We should take care of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM should...
Yeah, I'm gonna need sleep soon. I'm gonna probably die or something. Wonder if the kids are still out.
Yes?
Did he not want... I thought he had something else to say to me, but I guess not. Wait a minute, I think resting... Doesn't that heal my morale? That was stupid of me. I don't feel like going back through all that shit. God damn it. Whatever. No, wrong way. What are directions?
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I understand your predicament as the manager. I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed. I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect. Good luck trying to use it.
Draconian measures.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open. Not until you bring...
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
Oh, Lieutenant. We're done here.
You dick. Kim is kind of the hero here, really. Like, jeez.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the...
Transport enclosure. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Whirling in rags. Down here at the pawn shop. This is it, right?
Is this about the questions again? A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe.
She looks up.
Fine. For it.
Where? Okay.
The tear machine stands in the corner.
Oh, yeah, that's the change machine. God damn it. Let me see. Where is the pawn shop in this game? Master Groove not paying off my room. South of the plaza. Oh, hello.
It's not often that I see officers from the... What can I do?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector.
Oh no, not at all.
Who are your customers?
All kinds of people come through
Yada
here.
yada.
As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light,
yes,
while the mind continues to race forward, a drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. Prolidon is just something I was with the emergency.
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
I know that feel.
A bad idea. Some poor left.
Yada yada.
People's pile was a type U. An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure.
Yeah,
You gotta get in.
Yes, we...
Roy, take...
Yes.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest is for him. To compensate for the pain.
Anything else you're thinking of selling? Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Close.
Another time.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know you're copper. Yes.
There are copper types.
Guess what's yours? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this.
All right.
Like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. That won't happen.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's get out of here.
Can I help you? Yes. Well? Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20...
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the...
The fact that I need to keep paying this guy every... Like, come on.
This is the door to the...
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier,
oh, yeah.
I believe.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to...
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM? I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary try.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Interesting.
Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool.
I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette every night while going over my notes. Yes, it's been a long and... Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was, I would say our initial inspection was very thorough, and we have solid leads to follow up on. Then you shot him in the chest, which wasn't ideal. But we did manage to get him down from the tree. So as they say, all's well that ends well.
By not ideal, he means he can't believe he let you try that trick and would be angry if he didn't think the outcome was partly his responsibility.
Being sober also tends to...
God damn it.
Anyway, we performed the field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with. Moreover, you found that the hanged man wasn't just hanged, he was also shot. That was some excellent detective work. And you managed to locate and pull out the bullet, so we can get ballistics, make off the gun. All this is invaluable. The rest is up to the boys in processing. Maybe they will surprise us by doing it for once, but I wouldn't count on it. There's still work to be done at the crime scene, however. We mustn't forget that. Now for the interviews.
He talked to some people.
Including Everard Clare, a daunting adversary, if there ever was. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful...
He's not saying much on the matter, because he thinks you could have gotten more out of Everard.
Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief. Moving on. We talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get any information from her. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is.
Yep.
We have to get her to Dr.
If Kim is emphasizing something...
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice? Alright, but... And forgive me, this has been bothering me since this morning. How have you managed to run around all day wearing only one shoe? Well, there seems to be a shoe that is a match to the one you're wearing further down the balcony. Perhaps you can collect it when we're done.
He's right.
Alright.
There it is.
Imagine how much faster you could run wearing a cool patent leather shoe on each foot.
What
They're
are our
quite
powers?
limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. Yes, although indirectly, as citizens, officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion, and you can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
Good.
We are permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal. You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to... Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistency. Yes, the last time was 4 years ago.
He has internalized it well. It's just that.
That's an improbability, perhaps even impossibility. Precinct 41 is known for a higher-than-average rate of police violence. We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couronne and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them. The coalition government, the RCM, was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum. The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed. Okay. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world. What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by...
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from...
Something kind and usual. Something almost... something like the dark blue, serious...
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract. The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
Yeah, I see that.
In fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes. I expect our job...
The dying lights. An aerostatic passes overhead.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in land, in Jamrock and the GRIH. It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our 2 precincts. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate. Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Two shoes, not just one. Nice.
There they both are. Like two baby crocodiles. It's pretty clear a normal cop. Good, they're balanced. Comfy.
Oh, good thing the morale... I waste that morale heal. Oh well.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after...
Crawl in, yeah, need to sleep.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your... And then sleep.
Sleep!
And then sleep doesn't come, obviously. You're in bed with your eyes closed. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated in smells of alcohol and sweat and grease.
I wonder why that would be.
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly.
God damn it.
This is your body here. Intimate, a bit tense in the muscles. Relax. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you, something to do with. What was it that the lieutenant said? Union, your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your...
Is it normally? A disco ball in my own body.
Remember the scent of your childhood? What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the... Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
I left.
No, funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human being? No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium. Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up. No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time.
Stinky boy.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
We're gonna solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unknown.
There's another type.
Yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it time to go to work in the shit factory.
Good going, buddy.
Is that how it's gonna be now?
Wait till you see the one with the chick in it.
Great.
It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night. You don't know? You don't know? Some brought that you mean.
That's good.
Why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? It's
Why
just
is
that
this
your
happening?
heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
Oh.
You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor? It's power, man. It's professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again and ready to detect. Ready, of course. Martinez is you and Speed will be happy again.
Jesus
you
Christ.
will make her come home.
Inland Empire. Kind of sucks that you can't up base stats, but I guess it makes sense why you can.
The door is closed. Still, no, still.
Guess Kim's probably down here, right? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hello.
Morning. I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep. I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters.
Oh well, we'll get the armored boots in another lifetime. The
Yeah.
lieutenant is downplaying his contribution. He got up before sunrise to get this done, and now he's quite...
The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them. I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. Everything points to the Dock Workers Union. The belt used for hanging him. The circumstances in Martinez, which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need, ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to men who drink beer for breakfast. There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for that would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. So, in fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So, one more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can...
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past, but aren't you curious to know what they have to say about...
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place.
Find some meat and sniff it. Oh, skill points also do... That kind of sucks. Save. Hello.
Over here. Over here.
Yes, ma'am?
Let me handle this.
You seem a little different.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen. That's right. I'm not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
Not a muscle moves in her face.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RC... That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our...
She says nothing. Could this be the Miss Beaufort that Easy Leo mentioned? The one Mr. Everard sent to law school?
I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing...
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question the... What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. What are we going to do to you? The Union isn't going to do anything to you.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But aggressive, you make your living enforcing violence. These
enforce
people
law.
Are just...
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all. And you're their bodyguard.
Yeah, we're the ones guarding the fat guys.
Heck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. Let's.
This is where you say your bit.
Okay.
Detective.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something?
Do not let their squeals disturb your serenity. These are but simple peasants, sire.
What, is he fucking kidding? Is this guy high or something?
Asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We are looking for Titus Hardy.
Oh, this is about him. A real...
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just let...
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than...
No. I's here. You got business.
He understood what you were doing. Taking in...
Yeah! You fuck with the
Hardy boys!
You fuck with Titus Hardy!
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got...
Fucking say something already!
The pretty boy. You guys...
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yep.
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him. We did this together. All of us.
I didn't expect that.
Until he was dead. That's why there's a
catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
He was already shot.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
You don't have to answer any of his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How do you know?
Him? We don't associate
with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines?
Yep. No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know... Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste...
Huh?
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
Interesting, sire. It's as if he's lying to protect someone. He's not very good at it.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum.
Yep.
He stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
Look at you, Gene.
I can't prove it. But I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like... Wrong. He harassed women. Raped one. Harassed work...
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the stress? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't.
To kill us all. If we don't open the gates. If we don't let the scabs in. If we don't...
Yeah. He said it was his favorite joint now. Started to come in here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grab one of our...
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. gets into the second verse of Lover Lake.
So it wasn't
the fucker grabs
Garte
her legs,
that made the
starts,
problem.
Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you.
Yeah, me and Eugene got around.
There's something odd. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not?
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
We hanged him up by his neck until...
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
The lieutenant goes in for the leg sweep. Titus does not see it coming.
Look.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clapped him in the back of the...
That's right, lawman. And
make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing, or Sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves. Originating, he may be lying, but he's good at it. No twitching, no rushing, no uncalled for details.
Right up in here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man, weren't you listening?
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But...
I see.
A single sentence would wear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning. Keep it going long enough, and he'll...
No. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
And fuck you, too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out.
Like what, Copper?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
Who do you fucking think does? You keep him the fuck out of this.
Yeah.
We have autonomy.
When the shit starts spinning, it will not land on Mr. Clare. That's the deal here. The fixer will ignore the notion completely.
When Titus Hardy says he runs the Hardy Boys, he means that in an administrative capacity. On that night, everyone acted as...
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the code.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Doesn't remember. He just forgets. Are you hearing this, Titus?
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law. You still on about that bullet?
Indeed. Mighty.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just...
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
Wow. He's got it in a real evidence bag and all.
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid. And his brain...
Around the bullet, man.
Yep.
That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying.
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays.
No, he meant before he was hanged.
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous.
Never been worried in my life.
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there somewhere.
Let's see if we can get that.
In the morning light, the white on blue police livery on the motor carriage cannot but catch your eye. Do something important, something This is a with its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12.
I can ask them about the boots.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull.
This is Precinct 57. How may I? Yes. The armor was produced by Fairwell. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Iranian pharmaceutical companies in the Semenine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Semenine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed the most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. Sure. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have 57th over and
In the cabin, you see a set of.
Let's go. Alright, we need to go back talk to Joyce. Or, who's this guy?
Good morning to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, too bad it also takes a year and a sure thing.
It is salty, it is savory, it is chewy. The hangover only makes the salami more tasty.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation. Yeah, not really much else.
Alright, well that's fun, I guess.
Hello, hello. Have you tried it?
The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire. He won't be your knock, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
If you say, here you go, man. I respect your decision, officer. I doubt it, but I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery.
He doesn't know anything. The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met.
God damn it.
Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you, and I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photo, she didn't seem like a policeman.
although she kept referring to herself as a pig. Truth be told...
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it? In that case, she'll be happy to get a visit from us, if we can find her.
My apologies, officer, but...
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everard was...
Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their wild pines open. They went their way. It was a trick.
Wait, then it might be true.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
People as oleaginous as Everard seem like they're lying, even when they're really...
Of course.
There we go.
Hello, hello. Let me know if...
Well, time to move. Fast cash for faster times. Is this that fat racist? Nope.
Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to. Is she such a working class woman?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class, I know you are. What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
My husband? I don't know. At home now?
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but... No. Why are we still talking about...
It's got to be something else then. Why?
No, absolutely not. Are you a policeman or a nanny? They are not...
You know where they are. They're at home. Smoking.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me. I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
Cockatoo?
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get like this.
I don't even have a cock.
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
Even if I had, it would have been great. Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain?
Wonderful. The story is open.
Her hands move up. The woman before.
Time to go in the bookstore and read about cockatoos.
A small mountain of colourful books.
Wonderful board games, sir. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense. Friends are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilized...
The display rack is brimming with...
Oh, man from Hjelmdal. Of blood and violence, scantily clad women. What does it matter? They're all the same. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjelmdalaman.
Where's a book about birds?
Hello again, esteemed off. A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next.
All right.
The plaque on the shelf reads,
I would say...
Shelves full of biographies of famous people. This bookstore is not...
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my
Amidst the various books, you find one written by... These three things are the point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal... It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have, wholeness, unity, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that it's your own fault if you're ill. Got it? Various A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover. It turns out that there are so many different... You don't have behavior.
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
You wait for the storekeeper to be distracted. It's quite a challenge, but eventually...
We've got different cockatoo species.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to crime.
I'm a thief. Alright, BRBs.